Hi everyone, this is Beth with SpaceCoastStamper.com, and today I want to show you this new technique. Well, maybe it's not new, but it's fairly new to me, and I've seen quite a few cards just recently made using it, and it's this background that's called the Starburst technique, sometimes referred to as Sunburst technique. So let me show you how to do that. We're going to start with a piece of vanilla cardstock, and it measures 3.5 inches by 3 3/4 inches. And then we need pieces of designer series paper, and you start with 4 by 1.5 inch pieces, and then I just drew on the back to show you that once you have that, you're just going to cut them on the diagonal. So I've pre-cut my paper, and I'm using the Sweater Weather Designer Series paper and a piece of glimmer paper because I like anything that sparkles. And so to get started, I'm going to add some snail, about 4 lines of snail to this piece of cardstock. And you're going to start by attaching one of these pieces in the middle, and you want the point right at the bottom of that piece. And because I put the snail on that cardstock, it makes it super easy. If you try and get snail down in this small little point, it's almost impossible to do. And then you just start lining up your pieces and pressing them down. I'm grabbing a different color. I've already used that color. Oops, and that one didn't quite go all the way, so let me rip that one off and grab another one. Get that one a little bit closer. Okay. So now I have my 6 pieces on there, but I have these 2 bottom corners that aren't covered. But let me show you how we're going to take care of that. Turn it over and snip off all of your extra with your paper snips. And now you have a couple of big pieces that you can use to put in the corners. So I'm going to line this one up down here, and I'll put this one over here. Turn that over and trim it. And now I have my Starburst. And I have a little bit of a gap right there because I was kind of in a hurry, but my greeting is actually going to cover that up. So now I'm ready to attach it to my card base. I've already put a piece of vanilla matte on there. So I'll put a little snail and add this. And I'm going to add a little glitter strip to the bottom because I want to replicate the glitter I have in the Starburst. And then I've already punched a piece of tangerine cardstock using the scallop border punch. So I'm going to add that. And then this is my leaf that I stamped ahead of time, and that would go on a brown mat. I'm going to now show you the greeting that I put on, and there's the finished card again. So I pre-stamped Get Well Wishes, and I'm going to punch that out with the word window punch. And because I want to add a glimmer brad, I want to punch this justified to the left-hand side, which then leaves me room for the brad. So when you're doing stamping that you're going to punch out, You always want to stamp first and then punch so that you can turn your punch over and see exactly where you're punching. And then I've already used the modern label punch to punch out a mat to put behind this greeting. And then I'm going to use my paper piercing tool to punch a hole for the brad. And there's my greeting, which then would go on top of this. So that's the finished card. Very quick, very easy, and it's really fun to see what other combinations of designer series paper you have to do this technique. And what's nice about Stampin' Up's paper is that you get so many different patterns that all coordinate in one package. This is another example of the same card but done with different colors. So thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you next time.